Hello everybody and welcome back to Tales of Arise. I really like this music for this new world. This is so cool. Right, we've got to explore this world. Oh, let's go talk to everybody. Who's this? Izalanic is done for. The residential quarter is falling apart. We don't know. We don't really know anybody, do we? Everybody's just devastated, aren't they? Oh, look at this. Wow. Magic. For everything all topsy-turvy in the residential quarter, there are lots of injuries. Stuff keeps dropping on people and they're also falling down. It's the first person for us to talk to. Who is this?
Oh dear me, what an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lanagus mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris House has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
So many innocents. That's a thing, isn't it? Like, although we're at war with these people, they're still innocents. What's that dank sovereign when you need him? Can't he see the city's in trouble? Let's not jump to conclusions now. I'm sure there's a reason he hasn't appeared yet. Let's simply give it time. Who is the sovereign of this place? Where am I? I just went for a walk, but now I don't know where I am. I don't know. Everything's falling apart and looks completely different. I can't get a hold of Mother and Father either. You have nothing to fear, kids. I'm sure there's a reason for everything that's going on. But even the Zeugles are out running loose. That seems dangerous. Zeugles are nothing more than our servants. They may have gotten out, but I assure you I'll have them back under control before long. If you kids consider yourselves to be proud runners, then be brave. I'll have the situation fixed before you know it. You need to be right there, mate, because if you're not, the Zeugles are going to kill all these. Hey up. In all my years, never have I seen such potent healing arts. Thank you so much for taking the time to help an old woman like me. Oh, you're welcome. Goddess of kindness. Oh, let's get that. What's that? Rained beams of light down from overhead. You got a new... That's it, that's your new move.
I wonder just how many people have been saved by Shion in some form. I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being saved by a Renin vision of beauty.
Vision of beauty? That's a bit much.
Alphen had better stay on his toes.
Where do I come into this?
Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Yeah, that's why she's our true healer.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
Oh, there's two in front of him. You two dressed in
Oh,
red.
eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Yeah, we've got to let those two do all the talking because they are from here. And you know what? Come to think of it, now that I've seen their outfit, I'm going to change the colour. He's only got that. Sinclair armors, silver. That ain't bad. Just go with a normal Sinclair. Some of these on. Should we give him a tail? No. Devil wings. They need to be bigger. And the angel wings. That's silver. Wolfless vest. Now I like the wolf on it. I'll keep him in the red. You. Noble Scarlet. Get you that one. Blue for you. You got nothing different, neither of you. That's better. Surprised it just looks funny that we're looking for someone all in red and yet we're all wearing red. Zugo suddenly stopped listening to our commands. As soon as we turned our backs, they bolted for the horizon. Nothing like this has ever happened before. We have to put the crown contest on hold. We can't carry it on while things are like this. Yeah, but we don't know what your leaders are up to. They're completely out of control anyway.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign. Though, it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganath Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
So he's not dead.
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it!
Oh, this music's awesome.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their own kind, too.
And yet, weirdly, none of them seem to mind. Am I the only one who finds that strange?
It is the way things have always been, so no one thinks to question it. You have experience in that regard yourself, do you not?
Unquestioning acceptance of your own servitude. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Even so, the quality of life here seems much higher than any Dahnan city we visited. I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal society without wealth. But I suppose having it doesn't always mean people are treated fairly either.
More to the point, not a single citizen seems to have even heard of the Red Woman.
What if she's not here? What if it turns out we're looking in the wrong place entirely?
It's still too early to say anything for sure.
For all we know, she might be able to blend in, move around unnoticed. I say we hold off judgment until we've exhausted every avenue.
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would this be, pray tell?
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they suddenly become putty in your hands.
I'm afraid I don't quite follow.
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a knack to it! How do you learn it? Can anyone do it?
Now you've got me curious. Is there special training to master?
Let's see. An obsession with being elegant is a must. Oh, and it helps to be old-fashioned, too. Bonus points if you speak in a way no one can understand.
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come out and say it.
What? They look up to you, that's all. I'm just helping them along.
Hey! What's got into Alvin and Law all of a sudden?
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it something they ate?
I hope you're willing to take the blame for this one.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so seriously. I'll go and have a word with them.
Oh god.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, there's sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dahna.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Ganabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Dahnans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dahna, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, that's actually pretty cool, Renans and their lords. It's good to speak to people. I've always been intrigued of the lords to see what they're really like. Actually, I want to go and see if we got any more chests around this area. Have a chest? Anything? No. You want to know which lord I support? Why are you out canvassing for someone? I'm with His Excellency Arosi Tedidlis. You probably know him better as Lord Balsvar, the first person we got rid of. I know a lot of people consider him to be a giant brute. Believe me, I realise he can be an aggressive man. Most people don't realise is how much he looks after the members of his house. It's fair to say the house Tedidlis doesn't enjoy much esteem. Those of us who serve it will be the first to admit that. But His Excellency always stands up against any who would mean us harm. Of that, we can be sure. His efforts in the crown contest are not only for his family, but to improve the standing of each and every member of his house. I owe so much to His Excellency, I could never dream of serving any other lord.
Balsef had had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
Strange, isn't it?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
Yeah. I wonder what they'd all say if they were here right now and saw the destruction of their world that's happened because of what they're doing. I wonder if they'd change their mind on it all. Lord Dohalim, you have returned. Ah, and I see you brought aides with you. Do you remember who I am, my lord? Surely you must, yes. Not only do I support House Okaras, but more specifically his lordship personally. So much so, I've been trying to share my appreciation of his lordship to any who will listen. In fact, I was planning to publish my extensive writings on the subject through this very terminal for all to read and enjoy. That's what she was doing. But since the lines appear to be cut due to the recent tumult, I've been unable to upload them. I know, since you're all here, I'll just read them aloud. Ahem. There exists a most handsome man, a man who radiates beauty, whose every word, every syllable is divine poetry. He hails from the famed house of Karas and is named Lord Dohalim. Music is his passion and art his great love. The scores of boorish, uncouth men of this land cannot begin to compare to his magnificence. So refined and majestic is his posture, why the mere thought of it brings me to ecstasy. Once he becomes our sovereign, Rena shall bloom anew, ushering in an era of prosperity for our grand civilization. Until that glorious day comes, I shall forever be praying for his victory, morning, noon, and night. Well, what did you think, my lord? I poured my whole heart into it, hoping to capture your essence. Wait, I forgot to mention anything about his lordship's love for collecting things. I must take this time while the lines are down to append it. Only then will my masterpiece be complete. Okay. She loves Dohalim.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
Yeah, Dohalim's just like with us while we're all like talking about him. Yeah, Dohalim, I like Dohalim. He's good. He's a good lord. We already found that out. Oh, can anyone hear me? Please, someone answer me. What's going on? Why can't I reach anyone? The lines are down, love. You're all in trouble. Something's happened. Right, let's see what this guy says. Well, I never think anyone would try to tear me away from House Valkyries. What do you want? Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohalim or that dreadful Lord Almedria. Do you? You don't? Well, don't scare me like that. To answer your question, I come from a family that served House Valkyries for generations. Indeed, I'm doing all I can to support Lord Ganabel behind the scenes so that he might emerge victorious. Many think him to be a cruel man, but I insist they're utterly mistaken. Though I won't deny he can be strict, he puts Rena's interests front and centre like no one else. Why he advocates that rather than stay confined to Lenegis, we should get on with colonising Dana and expand our horizons. That way we'll become masters of both worlds and overturn our current minority status on Dana's service. That is why he seeks to become our next sovereign. Tell me, is there a greater, more noble ambition than that? I think not. It is a pursuit of power for the advancement of all our kind. It is what makes him an exemplary lord, a model above all others. Though I was unable to accompany him myself, my two sons have been blessed with the honour of joining him on the service. They're probably dead, mate. As a father, it fills me with endless pride. Yeah, they're probably dead. We probably killed them.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabel also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
There's 2 more places to go. Where's this lead? I'm not sure. There's 2 places for me to go to, and I'm not sure which one leads to more people talking about the lords. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Ah, here we go.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis's transformation appear to be less pronounced here.
Hang
Or,
on.
viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
I'm gonna come back to these 2 in a second, but I want to see what that other places we've come from. Was that where the ship was? I'm trying to remember. I think it was where our ship was, wasn't it? I just want to make absolutely sure I'm not going to miss anywhere. If it says spaceport, we'll obviously come back this way. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's alright. Yeah, I just want to make sure. So I don't want to miss anything, because this is such a absolute awesome thing that they put into it that we have to... You know what? Will we go to Renan? Will we go there to their homeworld? Because this isn't... Lenegis isn't their homeworld. It's like a big... it's like the Citadel on Mass Effect. The Red Woman. We'll find out who that is. I will speak to this person first. Hello there.
Pardon me.
This area falls under the sole jurisdiction of House Canaris. I must ask you to depart at once. Surely you don't claim to be ignorant of our famed house, ruled over by the esteemed Lord Almedria. So if so, I urge you to listen. Well, in fact, I bid you listen carefully, regardless. Have you ever noticed how in the history of Lenegis, only a few women lords have emerged to compete in the crown contest? Many have theories as to why this might be, but Lord Almedria squashed those doubts of any naysayers through sheer might. In fact, not only did she usurp her father and previously family master, she also removed her older brother to claim the seat for herself. So she's exactly how she's down there. Evil, nasty. She's a woman who stops at nothing to get what she wants, who gives her enemies never the slightest opening to strike. Truly, Lord Almedria is a woman of talent. No one in all Renna better exemplifies the virtues of our nation's meritocracy. Can't even say that one. Soon the age of a glorious woman sovereign reigning over Lenegis shall be upon us at last. Yeah, but she's quite dangerous, that woman was.
Her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right, too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
I think she's exactly the same. She's evil. If she can get rid of her own father and person she was serving, then what's stopping her from the cruel things she was doing down below? What's happening? I don't get it. There wasn't a decree or anything to announce this like there always is. You're right, even if this was an accident, it's strange that we still haven't heard anything from the Sovereign yet. Do my ears deceive me, or are you saying that you don't trust what the Sovereign is doing? I'll have you know that I was part of the delegation that came down with him to Dana during the previous crown contest. He was a brilliant man and just as good with astral art as well. I'm sure he's well aware of the situation and thus has a plan to resolve it. Till then we must simply wait and trust in his judgment. You saved my life. I wouldn't be gone had you not arrived when you did, milady. I understand we were in a crown contest, but I had no idea such a capable astral artist was in our midst. Forgive me for not realising sooner. Come on, you don't need to bow so deeply. All I did was strike Lazugul's weak points. I didn't even get to go down to Dana for the crown contest, so I'm not sure how to feel about all this praise you're heaping on me. So she could possibly go down and be a lord, maybe, with her powers. Where's my house? I don't know how to get home. Ah, poor kid. Sorry, authorised personnel only. The damage beyond here is too severe. You'll have to go around. As a member of the upper caste, I order you to find a route out of here to the neighbouring district. Please, no. You can't expect an old man such as me to do that. Not when there are Zugals running loose in that part of town. That's exactly why I need you to do this. Surely you don't intend to defy me now, do you? So there's even scum up here as well. The residential quarter is completely ruined. The roads are a mess and we can't get any power. The info terminals have gone dead too. We can't get in contact with any of our fellow Renans on the ground in Dana. I wonder if the Sovereign's aware of what's going on. Yeah, he's caused it.
Ridiculous.
How loathsome. Oh, I was just reading about Volran. Can I help you? I was always an ardent supporter of Lord Owaga Hidris myself. Were it not for his sudden death down on the service, I likely still would be. In my eyes, Lord Owaga is the true Water Lord. I don't believe for a second that he perished in some accident like they say. That's how Volrun runs Ganath Harris. Don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Danans but even his fellow Renans. We may live in a society where the victor go to the spoils, but his actions go against what we as people stand for. At least his eyes are opened. Besides, just what sort of family line is his house Ignaceri of his anyway? I'd never heard of it until he came along, which means they must be among the lowest dregs of society. As such an ignoble lineage could suddenly produce an astral artist capable of ascending to lordship is unheard of. None of it makes any sense. Not to mention all of the upheaval around here of late. What is happening to our people?
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
So we killed him. So Volron killed the previous lord there to get into power. Who is he then?
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you, because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danan doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust, as a fellow human being above all else.
Oh, look at the gold we got for that. Cool. So they said the next area is full of Zeugles. Well, at least we can fight them and level up, I suppose. Which is a good area for us, because if we find like the last fight to be too difficult, at least we can stay around fighting. Father, what's going on? I'm scared. I'm not sure, son. Never in all my years here on Lenegis has anything like this ever happened, not even once. There's always been a decree before anything takes place. Not only was there none this time, but the residential quarter has seen damage and injuries. Could that mean there's something bad happening then? It's possible for now all we can do is wait and hope for the best. That's where I'll go. Okay, I was gonna say that's where I gotta go.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfrikt Milgroth, the former lord of Cyslodia, if memory serves.
Where is he?
So then this Hanfrikt whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming Sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over Holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the Sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the Motherland, Sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelegion, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renin by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Corps existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Playing this game makes me want to go and play all the other Tales games. And I will at some point. How could any of this happen? For years, Lenegis was a bastion of order and stability. Where did it all go so wrong? This Volron guy? It's him? Maniac?
Doe?
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still...
Oh.
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
What did he do? Who is she to him?
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else.
Ah, someone died for him.
You're just a coward!
Oh no. Oh no. What the hell? What's she gonna do to her? She's gonna use her. She's gonna use her to get to us.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
God, he's deep, isn't he? You're not killing you, Dohalim, you're one of us now. Besides, if she comes at you, we'll kill her. No one's hurting our friends. God, this game is so flipping cool. I feel guilty about Fling while there are kids out there fighting. There's no need to worry about them, they come from a higher ranking family than ours. That makes their astral art stronger than ours. They're simply fulfilling their duty to society as members of the ruling elite. I know, but it still doesn't sit right with me. So there's kids in here. Let's go and help them. So the kids are having to fight the Zeugles because they're higher ups, where the lower civilians who are weaker aren't. So where are these Zeugles? We'll fight them. More injuries. Damn. This is crazy. How long is this gonna keep going on? I don't know. Normally we would have had orders from the top brass informing all separate classes what they need to do. I don't know that's happening. The whole chain of command in the city seems like it's broken down. Nobody knows what's happening. That doesn't mean someone somewhere isn't watching our every move. For now, we should see if there's anyone higher ranking around here. Maybe they'll have an idea of what we should be doing. So they don't even know what to do either.
What's this thing?
People fighting fires up there. The feeding pen in bad shape. Who knows how many people have died. What happened to the Zeugles? Don't tell me they broke out. No, luckily we were able to seal them off before they got too far. Not that it does much good when they've escaped in other districts too. If I had to guess, I'd say there are a lot of Zeugles running loose throughout Lenegis. And there are a lot more of them than us too. What are we going to do? All our best soldiers are stationed down in Dana. Because they never thought something like this would happen. So all their best soldiers are down below. But all the Zeugles are up here. That's silly. They're in a lot of trouble, aren't they? I wonder, where have they sealed them then?
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah. It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnigan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnigan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
Oh, crap.
Despite Faria's lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnigan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect. and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less. She would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty. Instead, I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Dahnans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
Who's that? Oh, who was that?
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say thank you.
A person in glasses was over here, weren't he? What was he? Wonder what he was doing. Let's talk to these. Things don't calm down soon. Don't you think we should board a starship so we can evacuate? We can't. You need to have the Sovereign's permission to enter a starship for anything other than the Crown contest. Well, where's the Sovereign? Why isn't he here to lead us in our time of need? Exactly. Where is he? The rumours are to be believed. It's not just the Zugals who are out of control. Apparently a group of armoured soldiers have started to rebel too. For all we know, we might be seeing the start of some kind of uprising. Don't you think so? That's absurd. Who could possibly plot such a conspiracy and think they could get away with it? true. If you rebel against the Sovereign, you're rebelling against the entire Renan civilization. It's hard to say one way or another. Nothing like this has ever happened in the history of Lenegis. We just know too little. So there's a group rebelling. Maybe they could help us?
I see a medic and supply officer over there.
Yeah, that's exactly
what.
what...
They're with me. They'll likely offer their assistance.
Good, we'll go there in a second. I just wanted to look around. There's nobody to talk to here anyway. I'm going to be finishing this video in a second anyway, because we're near a point where if we do go into another lung scene, it might cut the video off. Okay, the ranch it is. Do my eyes deceive me, or is my shop being blessed with Lord Dahalim and his servants? Is there anything I could help you with, my lord? Yeah, let's check the ranch. There we go. Let's raise some more. Centre barn. Sheep. Cow. Pig. Chicken. And a horse. Buy, sell weapons. Sell. There we go. Materials. I don't know about that yet because I don't know about weapons. I don't think I can craft anything. Oh my god, he's got another one to craft. Oh my god, okay. I've got the best for everybody else. What the bloody hell is that? Bloody bazooka? Okay, you need a new weapon. You need a new weapon. I need to get some... Okay, refined blackthorn. That's what I need for... Yeah, I need to get more stuff for you, so you ain't gonna have anything. You... Same with you. Refined Tenebris staff. To get a refined Tenebris staff, I need all them. I need to go fight monsters. Oh, I like that. That's a sick gun. Assault shot is just crazy. See, that's where we're at between these two. So I need one of these. That's pretty cool. Look at that, around my neck. At some point. Do you... Obviously you don't sell weapons, do you? But you do sell mail. Diamond mail. Oh, I think ours is down. Armor's down. Everybody else's is up. Let's get everybody else. What's we got? Diamond one piece. And then we'll sell their old armors. See, he's got absolute, which is pretty good anyway. Okay, so everybody's got the diamond apart from him. To be honest, that is actually better because it's only down by 5 on the 2 of them, but it's up by 48 on the other, so I might do that. So if I sell those, can I get that? I might be able to get it. Yeah, I can. So if I get his, might as well. And then I'll sell his other equip. And then we'll sell his other one. You know what, no, I won't sell it. Good luck, my lord. We citizens are confident you should do everything in your power to bring a quick end to this
Did we really
crisis.
just spend that much money?
And chill, love. I'm gonna save it here, and in the next video we will continue through this area here just to see what's going on. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care.